Friendship. It isn't just something shared between people. Pets can also hold a special place in our hearts. A local nonprofit is using that bond to help both people and animals find a new start in life.
Cat Charity's mission is to help homeless animals. And our belief is that when people help animals, animals help people. It's two-way. I'm a clinical psychologist that works with children, and I found that there was a magical connection between kids with disabilities and animals. The children really relate to these animals. It takes away the stress, and they just love spending that time with them. So as we grew, both my clinic and also the rescuing, we started the nonprofit so we could do more. And that's how Cat Charities began and has evolved to now include Toe Beans. So one of the beautiful things that we do here at Toe Beans and Dreams is we hire people with varying levels of disabilities. I've been doing my private practice for many years now. So when I would evaluate a child and they were 5 years old, now they're 20 years old. And these kids with intellectual deficits or autism or things that make employment hard, I was noticing that they weren't getting jobs. And after they age out of the school system, I was finding that these kids now are just sitting at home, isolated, no friends, no job opportunities because they're different. And they need extra supports in a job environment. So when I was seeing that all of these kids that I tested years ago are still unemployed, I knew I had to do something. I knew I had to do something. And what we now do is we have all of these animals that we go out and personally get off the street. And we hire these adults or young adults that have never had a job before or very rarely had any experience. And they now get a job here with the animals. So it's a beautiful partnership of finding homes for homeless animals and also giving opportunities for individuals with developmental disabilities. So we have kids that may not speak at all. We have kids with profound autism. We have others with intellectual disabilities. We've got a very high functioning young lady with a traumatic brain injury, so her memory is poor. We've got students who just have ADHD or dyslexia, and so they're learning job skills and learning how to integrate into, real world kind of jobs. So we take any type of disability. We want to be here as a stepping stone for so many, not just a select few.
We have people that come in with a caretaker, and so they do simple things like window washing, and so we do a lot of praise and a lot of guidance. And then we have some that can actually come back and make sandwiches and those kinds of things. So you just kind of have to meet a person where they are and push them just a little bit. I worked in special education for over 13 years on the mainland, and so people with special needs are no different than a person without special needs. We all need consistency, and some people need it broken down a little bit slower, and so I try to do that so that they can understand what we're asking them to do. Some of the feedback that we've received, a lot of the parents were like, I never thought that my child would be able to hold a job. And then to watch that particular child make the growth that she has made in such a small amount of time, there's absolutely no reason why she wouldn't be able to go on and be employed at another place. Super cool. That's our goal, is to give them life skills so that they can go out and be a productive member of society. And honestly, some of them know how to work the iPad better than I do. So they're like, Miss Beth, you can do it this way. And I'm like, oh, that's fantastic. Let me write that down. And so, I mean, it's awesome because a lot of these kids are very good at technology, and I'm not. And so I can teach them, but they can also teach me.
This is my first job. I hope to learn how to work with customers a little better and like how to explain the stuff about the rooms. I've learned how to be able to talk to them and like ask if they need anything and answer questions. Usually I say hi to the cats and see how they're doing. I've learned like how to hold the kittens and stuff, and how the mom cats like carry the kittens. Just cool. Usually a lot of people and like noises give me anxiety, but when I'm with any animals, really, I just feel instantly calm and cared about by the animals.
So what we do to get our animals is we only take animals off the street. We do not take owner surrenders. So if you're moving or you've had something change in your life and you want your kitty or your dog to go to a different owner, that's not our population. Our population of animals are the animals that have absolutely no one in the world. They're alone. They're isolated. They need help, and they need somebody to give them a chance. Very, very much like our kids that we hire with disabilities. They need someone to give them a chance. They need a place to call their own. Here on Oahu, we have a huge population of feral and community cats. Because of our climate in Hawaii, our kitties here can have up to 3 litters of kittens a year. Within 3 years, that one cat will have produced almost 30,000 cats. 30,000 cats in 3 years. If we can fix that one cat, we've prevented 30,000 more cats from being born. And the way we can do that humanely is by doing what's called trap, neuter, return, and manage. What that means is that volunteer trappers will go out into the communities where there's large populations of feral kitties. We trap them. We take them to a clinic where we have them microchipped, spayed and neutered, and vaccinated. And then we're able to return those kitties to those populations where they live, but they're no longer going to reproduce. The kitties like this little one, you can see that this little guy has what's called an ear notch. And this ear notch means that this cat has been spayed or neutered. This is a boy. And when they're small enough and we believe that they have opportunity to be tamed, we'll pull this kitten. This kitten will go out into our network of incredible volunteers, and a volunteer will take this into their own home and they will socialize it and they will teach it that people are safe. Once it is healthy and has had all its vet care, all of its shots, and is social, we then bring that kitty to Toe Beans and Dreams. Those kitties are then available for adoption and we get them out into real homes forever.
Some of our employees, when we first bring them in, we ask them, would you rather work with the animals or do you want to learn kitchen skills? Most of them want to be in the cat rooms. They want to be here. They do a lot of cleaning for us. They wipe down and vacuum different things in the rooms and try to keep it tidy. And then they do a lot of collar checks for us. And they're like, oh, I noticed Willow's collar is getting tight. And we'll go get Willow and fix her a new collar. And so they love to be in the cat rooms. And then we're like, okay, now we need to wash hands and start in the kitchen. And they're like, okay, but you can tell they want to be in here with the animals.
Our goal here is to not have these kids work at Toe Beans forever. This is a stepping stone. We want to get them in and have realistic expectations. We're not making this job easy for them, we're accommodating for them. But our goal is to help spread their little wings so they can actually go out and get a job in the mainstream job industry.
My hope for Toe Beans is that people understand when they come in that we're teaching and we're training, and so they're patient with us first, but I just hope that it becomes very, very successful, that people want to be here, people want jobs here. That's not the problem. We have lots of people that want jobs here, but I hope people will come in and want to support the people that work here.